Hi everyone, I am Didinji, the author of Jamber.com. Now I will show you how to build the Angular 8 CRUD Web App as the front end from scratch and use existing Node.js, Express.js and MongoDB REST API as the backend. Just clone and run the REST API backend from our GitHub. Find the link in the description. Or you can use your existing backend or REST API with JSON format for this Angular 8 tutorial. This tutorial is divided into several steps. Step number 1. Install Angular 8 CLI and create a new application. Step number 2. Create the Angular 8 routes. Step number 3. Create an Angular 8 service. Step number 4. Display list of products using Angular 8 material. Step number 5. Show and delete products details using Angular 8 material. Step number 6. Add a product using Angular 8 material. Step number 7. Edit a product using Angular 8 material. Step number 8. Build, run, and test the Angular 8 CRUD web application. Following tools, frameworks, and modules are required for this tutorial. Node.js, Angular 8 CLI, Angular 8, Express and MongoDB RESTful API, Terminal in Mac or Linux, or Node command line for Windows, IDE or text editor. We assume that you have already installed Node.js and NPM. Now we need to check the Node.js and NPM versions. Open the terminal or Node command line, then type these commands. Node-v. We are using Node.js version 10.15.1. npm-v. We are using npm version 6.13.1. That's the Node.js and npm versions that we are using. Now we can go to the main steps. Step number 1. Install Angular 8 CLI and create a new application. Now we will create an Angular 8 app using Angular CLI. To install or update an Angular CLI, type this command: sudo npm install -g add Angular CLI. Next, type this command to create the Angular 8 web app. ng new Angular 8 CRUD. That command will create a new Angular 8 app with the name Angular 8-CRUD and pass all questions as why. Then the Angular CLI will automatically install the required npm modules. After finished, go to the newly created Angular 8 folder, then run the Angular 8 app for the first time. cd Angular 8 CRUD ng serve --open. Using that --open parameters will automatically open the Angular 8 in your default web browser. And here's the Angular 8 default page look like. Step number 2. Create the Angular 8 roads. The Angular 8 roads already added when we create a new Angular 8 application in the preview step. Roads used to navigate between components. Before configuring the roads, type this command to create a new Angular 8 components. Next, open this Angular 8 project in your favorite IDE or text editor. We are using Visual Studio Code to edit these projects. To open the Visual Studio Code, just type code dot. Next, open src app modules JS. Then you will see those components imported and declared in HNG module declarations. Next, open and edit src app routing module TS. Then add these imports. Add these arrays to the existing roads constant that contain roads for above added components. Open and edit src app components HTML. And you will see the existing router outlet. Next, modify this HTML page to fit the CRUD page. Open and edit src app component SCSS. Then replace all SCSS codes with this. Step number 3. Create an Angular 8 service. To access RESTful API from Angular 8, we need to create an Angular 8 service that will handle all post, get, update, delete requests. The response from the RESTful API emitted by observable that can subscribe and read from the components. Before creating a service for RESTful API access, first we have to install or register HTTP client module. Open and edit src app module TS. Then add these imports of form modules at Angular/forms and HTTP clients modules at Angular/common/HTTP. add it to add ng module imports of the browser module. We will use type specifier to get the types results objects. For that, create a new TypeScript file. src app product.ts. Then add these lines of TypeScript codes. Next, generate an Angular Edge service by typing this command: ng service API. Next, open and edit src app API service ts. Then add these imports. Add these constants before the add inject table. Inject the HTTP client module to the constructor. Add the error handler function that returns as an observable. Add the functions for all CRUD, create, read, update, delete, REST API call of product data. Step number 4. Display list of products using Angular Edge material. We will display the list of products published from API service, the data published from the API service read by subscribing as a product model in Angular Edge component. For that, open and edit src app products components ts. Then add these imports of the previously created API service. Next, inject the API service to the constructor. Next, for the user interface UI, we will use Angular Edge material and CDK. There's a CLI for generating a material components like tables as a components, but we will create or add the table components from scratch to the existing component. Type this command to install Angular Edge material at angular/material. ng add angular/material. If there are questions like below, just use the default answer. We will register our required Angular 8 material components or modules to src app module ts. Also modify forms modules import to add reactive forms module. Register the both modules to add ng module imports. Next, back to src app products component ts, then add these imports. Declare the variables of Angular 8 material table data source before the constructor. Modify the ng-on-init function to get a list of products immediately. Next, open and edit src app products components HTML, then replace all HTML tags with these Angular material tags. Finally, to make a little UI adjustment, open and edit src app products component SCSS. Then add these SCSS codes. Step number 5. Show and delete product details using Angular 8 material. To show product details, after click or tap on the one of a row inside the Angular 8 material table, open and edit src app product detail component ts. Then add these imports. Inject above modules to the constructor. Declare the variables before the constructor for hold products data that get from the API. Add the functions for getting products data from the API. Call that functions when the component is initiated. Add these functions for delete product. For the view, open and edit src app product detail components HTML, then replace all HTML tags with this. Finally, open and edit src app product detail components SCSS. Then add these lines of CSS codes. Step number 6. Add a product using Angular 8 material. To create a form from adding a product, open and edit src app products add component ts. Then add these imports. Inject both modules to the constructor. Declare variables from the form group and all of the required fields inside the form before the constructor. Add initial validation for each field. Create a function for submitting or post product form. Next, add this import for implementing error state measure. Create a new class before the main class. Add components. We are already instantiated the error state measure. Next, open and edit src app product add component HTML. Then replace all HTML tags with this. Finally, open and edit src app product adds component as CSS. Then add this as CSS codes. Step number 7. Edit a product using Angular 8 material. We have put an edit button inside the product detail components for call edit page. Now, open and edit src app product edits component ts. Then add these imports. Create a new class before the main class add components. Declare the form group variable and all of the CRUD variables for the product form before the constructor. Inject all of imported modules to the constructor. Next, add validation for all fields when the component is initiated. Create a function for getting product data that field to each form fields. Create a function to update the product changes. Add a function for handling the Show Product Details button. Next, open and edit src app product edit component HTML. Then replace all HTML tags with this. Finally, open and edit src app product edits component as CSS. Then add these lines of SCSS codes. Step number 8. Build, run, and test the Angular 8 CRUD web application. Now we have to build the Angular 8 application using this command. That is the Angular 8 CRUD web app. You can find the article full source code in the description below. If you like this tutorial, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you and see you later. You can see the demo application in our another video tutorial.